so many people try to convince me that it wasn't okay what I did, even though I didn't do anything. Like, I guess they just felt like really like insecure about the fact that they have behavioral problems. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like, I don't really like, if somebody brings me over somewhere, I'm not gonna go around and like act like a complete jackass. Like, I would be on my best behavior. And I get that like nobody really told you you're a jackass, but like you should be able to kind of tell when like, do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, do you just like leave your date in the middle of the date because you don't want to pay because she said something that pissed you off? Yeah, that's called being a jackass. I don't do those things, right? Because then I would not really have a date sooner or later. But then, like, that's what a lot of people that I met who lived in Toronto were doing, and then they were like trying to convince me that it was my fault somehow because they were all white guys who did those things. And some Chinese guys, and I'm like, yeah, I don't say anything to those guys because they have so much money. Do you understand what that means? There's an income disparity. The white guys who are doing that also didn't really have to worry about finances, but you guys aren't from the same income bracket. And they have family back home in their country. So I actually don't, I'm not that affluential. They're not, the white guys weren't, all they had was money. I'm like, yeah, I don't actually know them to that extent. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that guy gave me like, if, you know what would happen? Literally, I would be kicked out of the country so fast if I said anything to do something so stupid. But I could do that to the white guy. It wouldn't really go anywhere. Right? And I'm just like, I just don't think that's right either way. But I'm like, you just, because it's like hard to tell somebody when they don't understand their social standing. Right? And it's like, okay, like, you don't really have the rights to do that. Like, you can't really get away with doing that because of like your current social status, your social life. Like, do you understand? Like, I'm not, like, how do you expect me to like, I mean, I could, but the thing is, with the guys with more affluence, they understand that didn't go well, and I didn't like that kind of stuff. They thought it was okay for me to treat me that way, but then they also saw I didn't like that kind of stuff. Even though they thought it was okay because of based on my demographics, and they thought I was used to that, and I'm like, no, this is literally why I'm single. Like, I meet guys who do that to me all the time. I can't stand it. It's inappropriate. And they're like, yeah, it is inappropriate, but we thought that you like that kind of stuff and you like those guys because you live in like a poor area. And I'm like, not exactly. Like, literally not exactly. Like, so there's a lot of people that live here. I'm gonna say I'm the only person that lives here that I've met so far that I know of that weren't like that. Everyone else that lives here is. It's just a little weird that it's just me that's not like that. But to be fair, I wasn't the one, like, and that's what they were trying to say. Like, we're expecting you to have problems, but you're really pretty, and nothing really showed up. And everyone that did meet you or know you said that you didn't actually do anything really bad or any bad things. So I was like, yeah, I don't really do that kind of stuff. And they're like, yeah, we know people who are like in our situation where they do that kind of stuff. But they somehow like manage to get away with it, or like it doesn't affect them as much, other than like they can't really find a good job or have really good people or whatever. And I'm like, but yeah, they would just, the guys with affluence would just leave it. They'd be like, yeah, okay, fine, you didn't like the date, you don't have to see me again. I'm like, yeah, that's the point. And I'm like, all right, bye. But like the guys who didn't have that much affluence were trying to make it look like they had affluence, right? The white guys who got really racist, all of them were racist. They were like, they would stalk me after, try to get me to like pick a fight with them, or like say that, prove their point as to the fact that I was crazy. They're like, she didn't want to be with me because she's crazy. She has to be crazy not to want to be with me. Okay, like, look, I'm gonna prove it. I'm gonna show you. Like, I'll prove it to you that she's crazy. And then they would go out of their way, stalk me, and like harass me and file false reports to me. And even the cops got involved because some of them actually knew those guys, the poor guys, because they were friends or something, or went to the same school, or live in the same neighborhood. Because they're all poor white people, right? Trailer trash. They all live in the same like weird trailer trash area. Oh, that's a woman thing. Is I was like wondering what that is. I was like, is that like a woman specific thing, like a sexist thing that women were talking about, where like we weren't allowed to hold jobs and there was such a huge income disparity based on the type of person we are and the jobs we were allowed to work. That might be it. Oh my god. Wow. I didn't know that was a woman specific thing. No, like women are sexist to other women all the time. And like there's so many men out there, they're like, oh, like it's more important for you to behave well than like it is like you can always just marry a guy and live off him. It's not really socially unacceptable. I mean, you can do that if you're a man. You can live off your wife. That's not really socially unacceptable either. But it's kind of like that's a nalari. Yeah, in Korean it's called a nalari. Like you just, I don't know why Susan was calling me a nalari. She's like trying to call me a man the entire time. It wasn't just her. It was literally everyone that I met that didn't want to have sex with was calling me a man or a lesbian, and I'm like, I guess in your world, you're the best looking guy available to me. Like, there's no way I don't want to have sex with you. There must be something wrong with me, right? Because I don't want to have sex with you. Right? Oh, they thought it looked like I had sex with them, the cops. I'm like, what are you talking about? I didn't know they were schizophrenic. But yeah, they would just harass me and I get so bothered and I just leave the area and they're like, see, we're strong and like it looks like we just like fucked you, ha ha ha. And I'm like, you know what you're doing is illegal, right? It's literally how people end up in prison. It's so weird. Oh my god, it's so nice and cool outside. I was like, what the fuck is their problem? They've been stalking me since I was a kid, and they were planning on getting me married to anybody that they know. That's why they have schizophrenia. I'm like, I'm not marrying any of you. You guys aren't actually, for me, my friend material. I mean, even the guys with more affluence saw that. They're like, yeah, she's not gonna, like, do you not see? Do you ever see the two of us together? Like, look at my face, look at your face, and then put it together and see what it looks like. Think to your head, does this make sense? It's gonna ignore, he's gonna go blind, you know, he's gonna gouge your eyes out, go completely blind and ignore all the signs and be like, yeah, we look good together, we definitely look like a couple. Do you understand? Yeah, some guy pissed in my sleeping bag once because he heard a gunshot and got scared. It was really funny, but I couldn't laugh. I pretended to be scared because he was scared. And I'm like, I'm not scared of these guys, but they are scared of me. Also, my Zippo stopped working. I refilled it, but like, it's not lighting. And apparently, like, there's a wick in it, and I think like I have to replace the wick. It's really annoying. I'm hoping that'll work now. Hold on. But yeah, all these people are like terrorizing me for no reason because I don't. I'm just like, why are you angry at me? Well, because you were born a certain way and you can't accept the fact that you were born that way? Like, that's really ridiculous what you're saying. I'm sorry you weren't born good looking or to a better family. You know what most sane people do if they're born into a bad family? I'll tell you the secret. They actually work on it. Yeah, they do things for their family. They try to help their family out so their family can actually like be somewhat reputable. You know? They don't sit on their ass and complain all the day, all the damn day, all the time. Well, as to why it's not fair that they have to be born into that family or whatever. Literally, like, people don't sit on their ass and complain all day and expect things to work out. Seriously, it's not working, and I'm like, this is really annoying. Sure. I think some guys like just fiddled around with it. Cause I remember there was like this thing that fell out, and I was like, is this supposed to fall out? Yeah, it was like a little. It literally makes no sense what they're saying. I'm like, what are you saying? And then they're like, oh, like, it's not fair that like you're better than me. I'm like, do you see me sitting on my ass and complaining about the same thing you're complaining about? Like, do you know how much of an idiot I would look like? It's not fair people make more money than me. It's not fair that like I don't get to work that job. I can totally do it. It's not fair that I don't get to do this and that and blah blah blah. I'm like, that's so annoying. No one wants to hear it. Literally, I'm just like, oh my god, you know there's actual problems in the world? Such as like child abuse and poverty and mental illnesses and actual diseases, all that kind of stuff that people have no control over, and natural disasters and all that kind of stuff. Look, honestly, there's so many things going on that you're an insignificant problem of whatever the fuck you think your life should be like, and why you're upset that not the rest of the 7 billion population is dropping everything that they've ever done in their entire life and catering to your specific needs is frankly something I don't want to hear about. I don't want to hear it. Like, do you want to sit down and hear some guy that you barely know, or you may know, complain about why his life is going to shit because he's a piece of shit? I'm just like, maybe because you're a fucking asshole. Nobody wants to be near you. That's why you have a hard time making friends. Why don't you stop being an asshole and start being a decent person, and you will meet new friends that way? Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't just do stupid shit and expect people not to know about it and then judge you for it. Like, that's really stupid and unreal. Literally unrealistic. I'm sorry, that's unrealistic. They're not hating on you, they're literally judging you. Yeah, people judge all the time. Welcome to life. What do you think this was? Why is this like this? Like, this is really annoying. Who the heck is doing this shit? I should probably hold this. Yeah. Better food. What's it?
Please do your best to stay at least 2 meters or 6 feet away from other customers and GTC employees. Help stop the spread of COVID-19. Please wash and sanitize your hands frequently and avoid touching your face. Customers are required to wear a cloth mask or face covering when traveling on the TTC. Some exceptions apply. Please visit ttc.ca/mask for more information. There's no service on line 2 between Kipling and James stations only as crews upgrade the track. Shuttle buses are running. Regular service will resume on Monday morning. Next Monday through Thursday, subway service on line 2 between Woodbine and Kennedy Station will end nightly at 11 p.m. for track work. Shuttle buses will run. Check ttc.ca for more information.
god.